They came in the dead of night, not to a market, not to a church, not to a private home. They came for the symbol of state authority itself, a Nigerian police station. At exactly 9:41 p.m., while many residents of Ipele were settling into the calm of the night, 20 to 30 heavily armed men emerged from the shadows, rifles blazing, explosives in hand. Within minutes, the Ipele Divisional Police Headquarters was engulfed in flames. Files burned, vehicles were destroyed, exhibits collected over years of investigations were reduced to ashes. And in that moment, one disturbing question echoed across Ondo State and beyond. If the police could not protect their own station, who is truly safe? Before we go further, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you value deep, honest analysis of Nigeria's security challenges. Your support keeps this conversation alive. Let us be clear from the outset. This attack was not just an assault on a building. It was an assault on confidence, intelligence, leadership, and preparedness. The Nigerian police force is constitutionally empowered to protect lives and property. It is meant to be proactive, not reactive. Yet in Ipele, the terrorists were not only bold, they were organized, coordinated, and confident. Confidence like that does not come overnight. So we must ask, how did armed men move into Ondo State, settle, plan, and strike without being detected? At what point did intelligence fail, and who bears responsibility?
Weeks before this attack, the United States government reportedly shared intelligence with Nigeria, warning of planned attacks on churches during the Christmas period. That alert alone should have triggered a red-level security response. In advanced security systems, such intelligence would lead to intensified surveillance, infiltration of suspect groups, tracking movements into forests and border communities, preemptive arrests or neutralization. But in Ipele, none of that happened. Instead, the police became the target. Let me ask you directly, what is the purpose of intelligence warnings if they do not translate into preventive action? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As we all know, the Nigerian police has the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, and this department is present in each of the 37 state commands, including the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja. This brings us to a crucial and uncomfortable question. What exactly is the role of the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, of the Ondo State Police Command? The CID is not just an office for paperwork after crimes occur. It is the brain of policing, responsible for intelligence gathering, surveillance, undercover operations, and tracking criminal networks. From the moment terrorists began migrating into forested areas around Ondo, CID should have been alert. They should have known where these men came from, where they settled, who they contacted, how they were funded, and when they planned to strike.
In many countries, infiltration would have been the first line of defense. An undercover operative inside the group could have prevented this entire tragedy, but that did not happen. And the result? The police were ambushed in their own home. If you believe accountability matters in Nigeria's security system, please like this video and subscribe. Let your voice be heard. There is no polite way to say this. The successful execution of this attack was a humiliation. In countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, or France, an attack of this nature on a police facility would trigger immediate resignations, parliamentary inquiries, and public apologies from top police leadership. Here, however, the response was familiar. Residents should remain calm, the situation is under control. But many Nigerians are asking, under control after the damage has been done? Confidence in security is not built with reassurances alone, it is built with results. Yes, it is true, and we must acknowledge it. No police officer was killed. That alone is something to be grateful for. But let us not confuse survival with success. This leads us to the sad story of the experience of the former Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, had with some robbers who broke into her residence in Abuja and carted away numerous items at knife point. And guess what? The police officers guarding her residence were asleep when the robbers broke into the house. She had to go and wake them up.
So there was this incident that happened, just before you left, while you were still minister. This knife point robbery. Do you want to tell us about that? What happened?
I can talk about it now, but I couldn't talk about it then.
I know.
But yeah, this was 2017. I can tell you the date and the time, 30th of January. In Maitama, my home was broken into. and all the people that were supposed to be protecting me, the police, they were asleep. The two guys got in, held us at knife point, robbed us.
Wow.
Laptops, jewelry, I mean, everything. We were the ones that went to go and wake the police. Police that were meant to be protected. That, wake up, they're thieves. They had...
Imagine the whole police officer sleeping. Instead of the officers taking turns to sleep to ensure full control of security alertness, all of them were asleep. Now, let's return to the destruction of the Ipele Division of the Police by the gunmen. The attackers burned down the divisional headquarters, destroyed motorcycles and patrol vehicles, destroyed exhibits critical to criminal cases, rendered the station temporarily unusable. The financial cost alone will likely run into millions of naira, money that will now be spent on rebuilding instead of strengthening security. And here's a deeper concern. How many criminal cases were compromised because exhibits were destroyed? How many suspects may walk free because evidence is gone? Pause for a moment and ask yourself, if criminals can erase evidence by burning a police station, what does that mean for justice in Nigeria? Share your opinion below. Security experts have pointed to a major limitation. The Nigerian police lack modern intelligence and surveillance technology. In today's world, effective policing relies on drones for forest surveillance, phone and digital tracking, facial recognition systems, real-time intelligence databases, and data-driven crime prediction. Many Nigerian police divisions operate without even basic tools, no functional CCTV networks, poor communication equipment, and limited forensic capabilities. You cannot fight modern terrorism without outdated tools, and until this gap is addressed, attacks like Ipele may not be the last. Another argument being whispered, quietly but persistently, is internal sabotage. Some analysts believe certain officers may have intelligence but choose not to act, or delay action, or deliberately suppress information. Whether this is true or not, the perception alone is dangerous, because once citizens believe even the police cannot be trusted internally, then cooperation collapses, and without cooperation, intelligence dries up. Do you think internal sabotage exists within Nigeria's security agencies? Yes or no? Explain your answer in the comments. No police force in the world succeeds alone. Strong security systems are built on community collaboration, local informants, vigilante intelligence, and trust between residents and officers. In Ipele, many believe this collaboration was weak or absent. Why? Fear of retaliation, distrust of police, and past experiences where tips were ignored. Therefore, when locals stop talking, terrorists thrive. And when terrorists thrive, attacks become inevitable. In the aftermath, social media exploded with claims that churches were attacked. The Ondo State Police Command clarified, no church or religious center was attacked. The rumors were false. Panic was fueled by misinformation. This highlights another dimension of insecurity, information warfare. False news spreads fear faster than bullets, and in times of this, responsible communication is as important as armed response. This is why we need credible analysis, not panic. Like and subscribe if you value fact-based discussions over fear-mongering. The governor's swift convening of a security meeting is commendable. Military, police, civil defense, all present. But Nigerians are tired of meetings without measurable outcomes. The forests around Ondo, porous, ungoverned, and dangerous, have been discussed for years. The question is, when will strategy meetings translate into sustained forest clearance operations? Because until those forests are reclaimed, communities like Ipele will remain exposed. This attack is not an isolated incident. It reflects weak intelligence architecture, poor interagency coordination, underinvestment in security technology, and the erosion of public trust, and most painfully, a widening gap between citizens and those meant to protect them. When terrorists dare to attack police stations, they are sending a message. The state is not as strong as it claims. Nigeria must respond, not with words, but with decisive reform. Before we end, I want to leave you with questions that matter. Should senior police leadership be held accountable for preventable attacks? Can Nigeria defeat terrorism without modern surveillance technology? How do we rebuild trust between communities and the police? And most importantly, what must change so Ipele does not happen again? Drop your answers in the comment section. Let's have this conversation together. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it, because silence helps insecurity, but informed voices can force change.